Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Another Nerdy Talk Show, where we talk nerd. I'm here tonight supporting my Philadelphia Eagles top.
One of the two?
Sure, why not? I'm here today only with my other non-sports fan, Mr. Concert Cruiser, Justin Sprout. That's his name.
Yes, indeed. Sporting my team straight out of Equestria.
It's not a team, that's a movie. But, like, you know. So, anyway, yeah, I was just telling Cruiser about how I finished Pokemon Sword, and I was showing him who the leader of Team Yell is. And what do you think of it?
Okay, honestly, it looked, this guy looks like he just came from an emo concert.
He looks like Marilyn Manson.
I don't want to say Marilyn Manson because Marilyn Manson is a bit more, how should I say this? For lack of a better word, extreme in his look. Or even has more variety. We'll say that's a better look.
Well, here's the funny part about this character. That face he has there, Pierre, his name is Pierce. And, basically, he, oh yeah, we got a guy here. Here, Nathan, I see that you're there. I'm going to be able to, I'll be talking to you in a couple of moments there. That look you see on his face, he maintains that look half the time. And whenever he moves, he has, like, his hands, like, down there. Like, they're just dangling. Like, they're just going out.
And when he loses, he just goes.
Yeah, basically. I forgot what his reaction was. He's the only character that doesn't Dynamax Pokemon. And one of his characters is that new Zigzagoon final form that looks like Gene Simmons.
Oh yeah, the Kiss Bong.
Yeah, it's so fucking cool. Yeah, he's so cool. Not to mention, the grass starter's a drummer. So yeah, I think if you were to play this game, I think we know what your starter's going to be. Choosing the grass one, man.
But anyway, as the title implies, yeah, we are not football fans. Heck, we're barely even sports fans.
I don't know how sportsball's played. I'm a fucking nerd. What do you expect? Obstagoon. Thank you very much. Hit the characters, the guys, the Zigzagoon Kiss character is Obstagoon. Thank you very much, Nathan.
It's like I said this a few months ago. No, it was last year. That I actually consider football to be the gayest sport in the world because the sport. If you didn't know anything about it, it really looks like a bunch of men pretending to be gay. I mean. The ball's already shaped like a testicle here, people. And for anybody out there questioning that analysis, no, okay, human nuts are not round like a marble, okay? They're round like an oval, just like a football. And you're passing it between your legs. It looks like to someone who's about to grope you from back there.
I know, he looks like he's about to catch his ass, man.
I mean, look, yeah, and his ass is sticking up in the air going, you like what you see back there, buddy? And then suddenly the players just charge at each other, and the only thing stopping you from locking the lips from the other opponent is that mouth cage in front of your face.
And the mouthpiece, but yeah.
And then you throw the ball, you get tackled, you lie in a pile of guys for like 20 minutes just to have your naked ass spanked in the shower. It is a bunch of men pretending to be gay.
Don't think that's a thing, but like the point is, like, you know, I mean, I remember hearing that the Super Bowl, whenever anybody runs the Super Bowl, they like pop champagne in the thing there, and it's like foot deep in like alcohol.
There's always like this I guess you can say this idea or this thing going around of whenever you're done with gym or PE or some sport, they go, all right, hit the showers, and everyone always gives you a nice little pat on the butt.
I didn't.
You got lucky.
Yeah, my teacher didn't tell us to hit the showers. They're like, oh, stick up the whole school if you want to, you know? All right, Nathan brought up something that actually brought my attention here. He says, so I was going through my recommendations on YouTube, and for some reason, Fast and the Furious 9 is on there. I don't even want to start. Oh, my God. Fast and the Furious, why not? Another one, how come? Why not? Okay.
That'd be a good tagline. The Fast and the Furious 9, because why not?
I mean, how else are they going to how else are they going to make cars intimidating?
I mean, what started out as illegal street racing has basically turned into car porn. That's all those movies are. That's all. And what's even worse is their ride at Universal Studios.
I can't wait for an actual sports fan or either yell at you or thank you for material for a yaoi fanfic / fan art. I don't know if you look at stuff like Yuri on Ice and like that one anime about the soccer, I'm pretty sure that exists. So,
can you please screen cap that comment, Evan?
Yes, I'm going to comment that. I'm going to screen cap on Nathan Alcantara. You are the best. You are the best. You officially won the award for best. I give you this Corona, but it's mine. It's my Corona. Insert coronavirus joke here. I'm not going to joke about that because it's terrible. So there you go.
Yeah, I do know some people are talking about just because, of the coronavirus, it's not an excuse to be racist to Asians. Now, here's the thing. I have not seen anybody be racist towards Asians ever since this whole thing started.
Oh, I've seen a lot at Disney, I'm going to say that.
You've seen a lot of racism at Disney?
When the coronavirus here, let's just face it. I'm not so much worried about the coronavirus. I mean, like, let's face it, they haven't found a cure for this, but then again, we haven't found a cure for the common cold. Let's just put it like that way. And yes, I understand that in the region that it is killing a lot of people, and it is a tragedy. I feel sympathy for those that are dying. I'm not going to make any jokes about that or anything like that, or any discomparisons that, oh, Nathan Alcantara says he doesn't drink. Fine, more for me. I'm not going to say anything different about that. I don't know whether it's like an economic thing or whether they have different medical procedures or anything like that, or whether it's the air there or anything like that. I'm not going to make assumptions there, but I am going to say it's a tragedy about what's been going on over there. My thing is, however, the thing is, like, and we're doing a good job to contain it, okay? Like, I'm not going to go and say, like, this is something we should be worrying about or not, because personally, in my experience, I'm not saying that I'm going to be worrying about getting it, but I should be cautious, because I work at the Magic Kingdom, so I get people from all over the world. So, and yes, I've been getting a lot of people from China. Heck, I work with a couple of Chinese cast members, really good people. They're hardworking, they do a lot of good stuff. And there are some points where some of them did get cough, and most of the guests were looking at them like with nervous expressions, and I also did that from guests. We weren't looking at them or anything like that, but it's like crazy. It's like it's like when someone sneezes immediately, they have the black plague, and I think it's horrible to do. It's no excuse in my opinion.
What I was trying to say is that I haven't seen anybody acting racist over the Asian culture because of this. The only thing I have been seeing is people say this is why you should not eat bats, bugs, or rats. And yeah, that's perfectly logical. If it's somebody talking, if it's some schmuck on the internet talking, I have to take it with a grain of salt because I don't know this person. It could easily just be a troll who's trying to get a rise out of people. So I don't want to be part of the Twitter outrage culture. You can say you disapprove, but just because someone disapproved doesn't mean it's like grab your torch and pitchforks, as a way of putting it there. So yeah, that's just my only thing, is that there's a reason why you should not eat bats, bugs, rats, or any of that stuff. They do carry diseases. They can carry viruses. So
yeah, look what happened to Ozzy Osbourne. I mean, look what happened to Ozzy Osbourne. That was a horrible example. I'm going to say that up front.
I do know that when because usually someone would just toss a rubber bat on stage.
Yes, I saw that documentary.
But someone tossed a paralyzed real bat. Ozzy bit into it, and after they realized it was real, he went straight to the hospital.
Yeah, he had to get all these rabies shots and everything. I remember hearing the story about Sharon, saying, "Oh, it's not fake."
That's my husband.
That's actually what he wants on his epitaph. I saw the ending of his autobiography, I Am Ozzy, and he said when he dies, he wants to be buried underneath a crab tree, so that way his ancestors can make wine out of him. And he wants his epitaph to be Ozzy Osbourne, born so and so, died so and so. He bit the head off a bat. That's all he wants written on it.
what I think is even funnier is that they actually started selling bat plushies that have a removable head.
Yeah, there you go. Don't lose the head. Can I just point out here, the other reason I'm not watching the Super Bowl is because, yeah, I didn't forget about that fucking middle finger they gave us at the halftime show last year.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I'm not even going to go over it again. I don't even care about talking about it again. Again, like, to put it simple, let me put it like this way. Who's that guy that reacts to news outlet things? Chad Tronick? Chad Tronick?
Mm-hmm.
He did an entire episode on that one about the Super Bowl 2009 with the SpongeBob issue. And so, yeah, I'm not going to, again, I mean, who they got now? Nicki Minaj? I don't care. I'm not going to see, I mean, let's face it, Maroon 5, someone put down Ozzy Osbourne and Drix. Thank you, Nathan. Anyway, like, the thing is that, like, I think James Rolfe said it best. Why is the halftime show always gotta be a pussy pop group? Get Metallica up there or something like that, you know?
Yeah, for a game that has a lot of testosterone. And there's another reason why I think it's the gayest sport ever. The halftime show is always some gay group. Or at least gay music.
Thank you. Anyway, I mean, come on. You look at stuff like, I mean, like, all the halftime shows, those are bad. Well, except for the one with Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, and... Did the Beatles play one time? I don't remember. The original halftime show actually used to be the Radio City Rockettes, which is actually kind of interesting to see how, like, that evolved from, like, classical stuff to, like, what it is now. I mean, who was the band last year? Fucking Maroon 5?
Mm-hmm.
Do I even need to say why that was a bad idea? Yeah. Yeah, like, there's two things. Like, they could have gone with anybody, like, saying, hey, we got Nickelback. No, they said no. Okay, get Maroon 5. Anyway, like, fucking... I mean, come on. Who the hell spends their time going into their car saying, let's put on the Maroon 5 album, you know? I mean, I remember when you heard that, you were, like, fucking pissed when they said that. Like, why?
But, Jesus Christ. Hello. Trying to just turn this damn thing off. I'm charging my bike light here.
You have a bike?
But yes, I do. I have a bicycle.
When the fuck did you get a bicycle?
Christmas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, uh-huh. But anyway, moving on. Thank you for those of you who have watched the new episode of Hoof Rock. It was
Hoofy?
Don't do that. I'm having my moment. Yeah, it was just meant to be a quick little lightning round to get something out there. There is a more in-depth episode coming, which is going to be the song "I'm on a Yacht." But to be honest, the episode you could just say was just some quickie or just something, put something out there. The truth of the matter is that sometimes I don't have much to say on certain songs or even certain media. These are songs that just didn't really have that much of an impact on me, and there wasn't really much to say about them. The most I had to say about one song was The Rules of Rarity, which is a good song. But other than what I said in the episode, I don't know what else I could have said. So there will be occasionally times when I will do a lightning round episode just to kind of say the 2 cents that I have on a song and move on to the next one.
I know something you could have said.
What's that?
This song was better than Maroon 5. Let's just face it, Maroon 5 fucking sucks. Oh my god.
The sad thing is, I remember when they first came out, they were actually a decent rock funk group.
Cruiser, I think the key word here is I remember when they came out. I think that's the key phrase in all this.
No, but seriously, their debut album, Songs About Jane, was actually a pretty good album. But now, it's like Adam Levine fully is aware that he sold his band's for cash.
Oh my god. Okay, so you're gonna do "I'm on a Yacht," okay? Can I make
that's gonna be next.
Can I ask you to do a special request for me for this episode?
What's that?
I want you to record one part of this episode scripted, but then afterwards, I want you to take your phone, do it selfie style like this. I want you to do this for me. And I want you to try and improv that entire script start to finish while doing that.
Okay, why?
Because because that way, I want to make it feel like you just watched it and you just had to make a rant on it. Because I know you hated that song. Like, okay, imagine that. Like, you just saw it there and you're like, really? Like,
So, without even looking at the script, you want me to just...
Like, you're going to be recording... I want you to do it specifically after that because you're going to be recording the script, like... And you're going to be obviously knowing each key point you're going to be going up against, right? Mm-hmm. And this is going to be a short video, no doubt, because, like, or whatever. But basically, yeah, if you can try and do that, whether you need to clear out the script or not, you don't have to say it word for word. Just do an entire improv angry rant like you're just taking, like, an open review.
Okay. Technically, you could say that that next episode is a two-parter because there's I'm on a Yacht and then Run to Break Free, which are basically the girls' two major sellout songs. Every band has one in their catalog. And I go straight from that episode and say, and then it'll go to Run to Break Free. I mean, there's going to be they're separate episodes, but they're kind of meant to go together in a way. And I'm even going to be having EG Studios make a cameo because ever since that song came out, people have actually put like his head of his OC on like Twilight, and so EG's on this yacht.
Poor EG.
Yeah,
how edgy.
And I'm gonna fill everyone in on a joke here. In the beginning of the second episode, where I go into Run to Break Free, I go, okay, so we looked at the girls' first big sellout song, and then it's gonna cut to somehow the girls being in the studio going, EG's on this, and right before they say yeah, I'm going to just get them go, girls, he's right outside the door, and you're going to see EG Studios about ready to break the door down, wanting to trample the girls, and then they just kind of slowly crawl off screen. Like, yeah, that's what I thought.
You want me to animate that? Come on.
You said you could.
I don't remember saying that. Like, with the girls.
Yes, you did.
I have to take a look and see if I can. I don't remember saying this. I'll see.
You did. You like, if anything, like I don't think you can actually get like each individual girl there, but I think what you probably will end up doing is the picture will just kind of be there in the studio, but not like in the monitor. It'll just be like floating right next to me, and that's who I'm yelling at.
I'll have to see what I'm looking at. I'll have to experiment. I'm probably gonna make it less quality, so like I usually just improv most of it. Got Soundspart next is in the Ants like public chat room, and I don't know whether or not he wants to join in or not, so I'm just gonna leave that open to him. Anyway,
I don't think he likes football either. He's always been about pro wrestling. Yeah, he likes his manly soap operas.
So do you.
Like, I haven't watched wrestling in ages, dude. But yeah, that's what's going to be coming up next. Definitely looking forward to it. But also, we have another video that's about to air here very shortly.
Yeah, it's going to be, I have to finish it tomorrow, hopefully, if I can get things rendered out.
Oh, you're not going to be able to finish it tonight?
I can't. I got everything on my end is animated. I just got to add some sound effects and put it all together, but putting it together is going to be a fucking nightmare. It's almost done. I just literally just got to put it together. That's all I got to do.
Yeah, sorry guys, you'll have to wait an extra day.
Hey, I didn't say it was coming out tomorrow. What the fuck? I'm gonna give it a premiere date, obviously.
Okay, so Evan's gonna make you guys wait even more. There you go. That's what's gonna end up happening.
Yeah, here you are coming out here saying it's gonna be up an hour after the stream. Happy Super Bowl, everybody. Happy Stupid Bowl. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, basically our release schedule is much like George R.R. Martin and the Dragons coming. Like, they're gonna come, I swear. Right after these 18 hours.
Oh, God.
But anyway, moving on.
Okay, so I should tell you. So, just to get out of my mind, I'm sorry if I interrupt you here. You want me to just tell you that bowling story?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay, so, one of my first... We were talking about stuff about sports before this, and he said... Cruiser said his favorite sport is bowling because it's the lazy man's sport. And one of the things.
Tell me I'm wrong, okay?
One of the things that I used to work at a bowling alley that was run by a guy named Jimmy Carter, who's the son of Jim Carter, whatever his name is. He's a famous bowler, and it was in Ocoee. It was the first job I ever got, and it sucked ass because I didn't do jack shit. All I did was I had to stand behind a counter, give people their bowling shoes, clean them out, which basically entails taking the pair and spraying them with air freshener, and occasionally bring people an order, take it, or whatever. And I was terrible at it. Very terrible. I couldn't even work the register really well. I couldn't even set up anything. I could not do jack shit right. Anyway, I was there for 3 months. 3 months. And I was out. I only worked 1 day a week because that's when they needed me. Occasionally, I would be there when the place was closed to answer the phone. Like, I would be sitting in the boss's office for like several hours that day, doing nothing, like for like 4 hours. Fun fact: the original Mystery Broadway Theater opening, where we're in the span of 2 weeks, 2 separate anime features an episode talking about the spotted hyena's biology. What? Really? I'm reading the comments. Sorry if I'm not catching up on there, Nathan. I'm going back and forth. Where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, I actually made the original Mystery Broadway Theater opening from like season 0. There was thing, but then I stopped after they realized I was kind of messing things up. So one of the things that was really cool there was I actually got to meet the little girl from The Conjuring. Not the actress, the actual girl from The Conjuring. The Perrin family. Yeah. Yeah. First of all, she was a nice woman, very nice woman. I actually got a copy of her book signed, House of Darkness, House of Light. I haven't read it, but because it's fucking this wide, so like, you know, like she was a nice woman. Her dad was okay. They were kind of weird though. They were like very weird people. And clearly this was in the southern start of Florida, so everybody was kind of like in this redneck like mood. And like I was the video guy, like I was the guy that was making videos and everything, and he wanted to. And the guy who ran it, this was clearly a family-owned business. He was too overambitious or anything like that, and he wanted to do a thing where he wanted to put live streaming it on his website, which hasn't been updated in years. And freaking, what was I saying here? The two anime were Ishizuko Zook reviewers, and the other anime is pretty much my gym partner's a monkey as an anime. You mean Dragon Ball Z? Anyway, shit, where was I? Oh yeah. So he wanted to put these live streams on there, and he brought me to a meeting where a guy wants to make a website, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what I'm doing here. I don't know how to live stream. So, I mean, I don't know how to make a 24/7 live stream on a video on a website. I mean, like, there's this, but I'm not like good at it, as you can see. But basically, I'm a what I'm gonna say is that, like, what was I gonna say? Fuck. No. Okay, so then came the day I lost this job. Okay, so I was called into work on a Thursday. I was doing nothing, and I was almost I was actually getting close to quitting this job because it really wasn't doing anything for me. But like, I come in and I see a truck out front. And it's these guys taking out the arcade machines. I'm like, okay, what the hell's going on? And I go in there and I see Jimmy in there. He's like, yeah, we're closing business. I'm like, oh, well, okay. What happened? He's like, nothing pretty much there. Then I heard like rumors from the other staff member that there was something about police being involved and something about lie detectors or something like that. And I'm like, I think I don't really want to get involved. Oh boy, is the Bernardi attacking? I guess so. So, like, I quit my job and I hear this rumor. I'm like, I think this guy was kind of too overambitious. He probably did something that wasn't right. I mean, they were paying me under the table, for one thing. So I didn't really get that much of a tax refund from them.
Being paid under the table by someone who's related to a politician. Red flag!
Yeah. I didn't get like questioned by anybody. They just told me to go to the bank and cash this final check. I'm like, okay. So I did that, and so years go by. It's 2017, okay, and I get a call on the phone, right, and it's Jimmy, And he's wondering, hey, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm good. Just
You get a phone call from Jimmy Carter.
yeah. So let me the story. He's like checking out me. He's saying, yeah, I'm running a burger joint near thing. I still have a bowling business though. I'm like, oh, cool. He's like, so anyway, yeah, I wanted to see how you're doing, how you've been doing that during that time. I'm like, oh yeah, good. Still doing media stuff? Yeah. I'm actually working at Disney right now too. It's like, oh, that's good. Anyway, I just wanted to call and say hi. If you want to hook up sometime and see what you're doing, that'd be cool. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. I like that. He's like, okay, bye. I immediately go and block the number. And I haven't heard anything from him since.
Okay, Evan, now you have to do me a favor. If I have to do this impromptu recording for you,
what?
You have to do me this one.
What?
Furox hates Jimmy Carter. Okay, he really does. So I want you to send him an email telling him this story.
No, I'm not gonna. Wait. Oh wait. Yes. Wait. Send Furox this. Send Furox that.
Yes.
Fuck. Why would I have to send him an email? Just send him the stream. You know.
Okay. Well, let's just I hope it comes out clear because there's a few times where it cut out for me. So hopefully,
I need to see if this thing has a Facebook. Hold on, Carter Family Bowling and Pizzeria. Oh my God, they still have a Facebook page.
I wonder if Jasper's been to that one.
No, it was the pizza there was kind of nasty. Like the last post they made was in April 9th, 2016. It says fun stuff and it just shows I don't fucking know. His wife Nancy, she actually owns a quilting shop in Winter Garden, which she's actually a good quilter. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, that happened. I remember, I gotta see if I can find the thing. 2014, hopefully the new family in control of the bowling in Winter Garden are in the best of luck. God, I should fucking leave a review here saying working here was a living nightmare. Let me see, where is it? I gotta see if I can find the thing. There's a picture of the bowling alley where it says Gone with the Wind. And here it is, January 23rd, 2014. It just says 3 words. We are closed. The report they made previously, that was on October 18th, 2013. So yeah, that happened.
I wonder if it was a front for some kind of scheme they were doing.
Oh my God, someone's saying they're hearing a lag. Hold on, let me just check the connection real quick. Oh my God, someone's saying they're hearing a lag. Hold on, let me just check the connection real quick. They can hear the audio, okay? I can still hear the audio, okay? So let me go down here. One of the things that's there is just maybe I should just. I can imagine Jimmy Carter finding this stream one day and he just sends me an email saying, "Oh, that's not what happened." Ah! So yeah, if Jimmy Carter, I'm just gonna say up front, this was working for you under you was one of the worst things I could ever think about doing there. It was a privilege, though. I will say there were some privileges, though. You helped me kind of break in there with some early stuff like doing Photoshop. There was a privilege working for you, but it was a nightmare working at that place. And if anybody else out there who worked there is good, I forgot some of the people that worked there. I like the guy who was the old chef there. He was a cool dude.
And as I was also telling you, Evan, my first job was actually at a bowling alley. I used to be a birthday party host for kids. I worked weekends. That's when usually these things happened.
Did you get the red nose and everything, man?
No, that's a clown.
You are a clown.
It was, man, there were some good things, some bad things, but I eventually ended up working there, I guess technically for free, because it was part of the on-the-job training program my high school had, and it gave me a chance to work and not be on school grounds, so I took it. And everyone's saying, how come you weren't getting paid? You can when you do this? And, none of us knew. I eventually did leave the bowling alley and worked for this now defunct sandwich shop called the Atlanta Bread Company. The woman who ran it was ruled with an iron fist, I'll put it. But like I wouldn't like she was by no means a horrible person. She was not a bitch. Well, no, I mean she was just.
No, I was gonna
cookie.
say like when you were saying rules. What I was about to drink, but like when you were saying rule with an I was gonna say in other words she was what we like to call a bitch. You know. But no, go on.
She was just a tough cookie, and ultimately, it was a good experience for me because that's just how some people are, and you gotta learn to roll the punches.
Boom boom.
Yeah, there you go. Boom boom. That's how you end. That's how you end that story. But anyway, moving on. We are now in the month of February, the month of love, or as we call it, Singles Awareness Month.
Not for me. Anyway, but you know what's funny?
Fuck you.
Do you know what today is though?
The second.
Paraline. What's it called? What's the term? Paraline? It's
Power
like,
line?
No. That thing where you like it's like the same date, but it's backwards. It's 02/02/2020. What's the word I'm looking for? I have to look it up. I shared it a couple times. Palindrome.
Okay.
where I'm fucking. It's like, it's that's not gonna happen again for 2,900 years, except when it's like December 12th. I'm sorry, December 2nd, 2012. 2021.
I mean, hey, at least when it gets to 2022, it'll be 2222.
Yeah, but what date what's the 22nd date of the year?
I don't know.
Exactly.
My point is that when it gets to be 2022 and February 2nd comes around for dates, we're going to be writing down 2222 as Evan deep throats a bottle.
Will we be writing it in tutus?
2222s.
R2D2s. Anyway, we're just going to be writing it as R2D2.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving right along.
What he just said, I guess. But after this month, March will be here, and you guys will be doing Omni Expo again, right?
Unlikely actually. Bruce was not invited.
Really?
Bruce was not invited this year. Here, I believe, unless
really?
if he is, I think it was because of just some money issues with like that thing. However, here's another thing though. We are going to Tupelo. Right? We're apparently Paul St. Peter and that one guy that you were fantasizing over is going to be there apparently. David Seven Prince. They're conveniently going to be at the same convention.
And where's that located?
Tupelo, Mississippi.
Okay.
I'm going back to the birthplace of Elvis, man.
Paul St. Peter, you said?
Paul St. Peter and David Seven Prince.
Yeah. Okay, so Wormmon we're talking about here.
Yeah, man. Wormmon and the Digimon Emperor.
Yeah.
Coming back for some Digimon goodness.
Do you think you actually might go to Omni Expo anyway? Just for like a day or something?
It depends on my money or something like that.
Yeah, because I'm definitely a little bit weary and cautious with money because I got California coming up in April. Then I got Philly in August.
Who are you going to see in Philly? Who are you going to see? Yeah, I know, but who are you going to see?
That's Rammstein.
I'm sorry, what was the name of the band again?
Rammstein.
You don't remember last stream? I was narking on Cruiser for the correct pronunciation of Rammstein. That was Rammstein. Rammstein.
Yeah.
You got me doing it now. Fuck you.
And if anybody's wondering what the whole thing is for, Rammstein has a very basic, very, very basic writing scheme. And Evan just goes, really? That's Rammstein.
I knock over my stapler. That was Rammstein. Oh my god, you hate What's this one? Singles Awareness Month. Is it because this month's also Black History Month? Sorry if that was racist. I don't know if that. I don't
get the joke.
Singles Awareness Month. I don't get it.
Yeah, I really don't.
Dwan, black me up on the. Oh, he's not here.
There's no one who can black you up now.
I can make a call. I know a girl that will.
She's okay with that language?
What? I didn't shout like the racist.
I know, and speaking of, because it is in fact Black History Month, but I remember Carrie Means, the voice of Frylock, he posted on his Facebook this little comic, just a one panel comic of these two kids, one white, one black, saying, "I thought February is Black History Month." He goes, "Maybe for you, but for us it's all year." And I sent him this video of Morgan Freeman saying he doesn't want a Black History Month. He said Black history is American history. I'm going to stop calling you a white man, and I want you to stop calling me a black man. And
call me a man.
Morgan says, Carrie says, "That's what I was saying. That's exactly what I was saying." Like, you sure about that? Because I don't get that impression from this comic strip.
I mean, it depends on the way you look at it, I guess. I mean, political comments have political comics are multi-interpretationable. Is this getting political?
No, not really. But the thing is, when it comes to Carrie and his posts, because I've seen them,
half of
he
which are
does
gifs.
tend to get, are either gifs or he actually does get political.
Yeah, I know.
And I just really do not like them. I don't think they're good. He claims that, it's here to try to start a conversation. I go, but you never answer anybody. Like, I actually have to wonder if you're trolling here. And he responds with a GIF with every single post that I make. And I even said that, Carrie, I was even told by someone who's close to you that you do this just to get a rise out of people. Again, another GIF. I go, hey, I'm not going to reveal the person's name. Again, another GIF. I go, fine, it was your wife. Stopped right there.
Congratulations, I'm probably gonna win. How long ago was this?
This was months ago.
Oh, I was gonna go on Facebook and find that Liam Frylock broke up. Oh my god. Why would you laugh about that? That's horrible. Anyway,
because you referred to him as Frylock, not Carrie. So it's she divorced a box of fries.
Hey, she was the one that called herself Mrs. Potato Head, so I'm not gonna go with that logic there. Anyway, the one thing that's really funny is that with me to Black History Month, it's a good. I like celebrating the different races that brought a lot into history. I used whether it be Martin Luther King or George Washington Carver or Harriet Tubman. There's a lot of cool stuff with historic figures like that. I mean, the guy I recently got into a new YouTuber named Oversimplified, who does oversimplified videos that oversimplify historic events, and he just recently did one on the Civil War, which was really good, may I add. It's 2 parts. If you have a good hour on you, it's worth checking out. Great stuff. It actually charted #1 trending on YouTube this weekend. It was released on Friday. I actually watched it in full before I actually went on the stream. It was really good. And he did one on World War II, the life of Hitler, World War I. He did one on the Cold War, the American Revolution, the French Revolution, which is one of my favorite points of history. He's a good YouTuber. He's pretty smart. I'm not going to say everything's accurate, but he does it in a way that you can basically understand.
There's actually one channel that I've been watching. In fact, I just sent it to you, and it's called Ask a Mortician.
When the hell did you start watching her?
It just popped up in my feed, and it just said, and I remember just seeing this title card about Lake Superior and how no one ever. I'm trying to remember. It was no one ever leaves it, or I gotta find out here because this is going to drive me crazy. Because I actually thought that was
too late for that, ladies and gentlemen. He's already insane. He's already in the straitjacket. He's just it's just like CG'd arms. His head's he's like really in a straitjacket, but you can see his head is CG'd onto a human body.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Evan.
You ever seen Cats the musical?
Yes, I have. When I was like maybe 13.
Oh, I was about to say, if you saw that movie, I was gonna go like, whoa. I actually listened to Mr. Mistopheles' song for the first time this weekend, and I can't stop getting it out of my head because it's really good. I mean, hey, the music in that movie was actually not too bad from what I'm hearing.
Let's see. Okay, it's called The Lake That Never Gives Up Her Dead, and it was about Lake Superior, and just how sure, not only are those sunken ships still down there, but also the bodies are still down there, and how yeah, it's an interesting thought. In fact, there are people, like experienced divers, who have gone down there to the wreckage and have actually gotten footage of some of these corpses that are down there.
Let me see. Lake Superior was the name?
Yeah.
I gotta look this up. Quick, sing a song.
Evan's got a gerbil in his asshole, and he likes it. I don't know. You told me to sing something.
Sing something. Keep singing. No, keep singing. I didn't say stop. Go on.
But anyway, but no, this woman, in fact, is in fact a mortician, and she is kind of, about her channel is about kind of explaining a little bit about the business of, funeral homes and the process of it all, and people's kind of thoughts of death, and kind of trying to explain it. Like, she had another good video about all the bodies that are up on Mount Everest.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are not fun to look at. I've seen pictures of bodies on.
Yeah, and to be fair, the ones that she did show in her video were covered. These bodies were either covered or turned over, and
oh yeah.
So they did do that, but it's really just creepy to know that. Yeah, those are up there. In fact, sometimes some people have actually used them for markers.
I remember a fun thing. It's really grim. Like, I remember I read the book Into Thin Air, and one of the guys who climbed Everest was, I think his name was Rob Hall. He died on Everest, and I could be wrong about this. Into the Thin Air is the book about John Krakauer and his expedition group with Rob Hall and their trip to Everest. Good book if you haven't read it. It's good stuff there. But like, apparently he died on Everest, and the last known recording of him is him saying goodbye to his telling them to like pass a message saying tell my wife I said goodbye. And that was the last thing he heard, and he like froze to death in a cave.
Yeah, and the thing too is that once you actually reach the, I think it's the summit, you have a certain amount of time before you can actually reach there, claim victory, and get back down before you actually die.
Yeah, you got to go up there with oxygen, man. It's like crazy.
Even if you have oxygen, like you could still easily die from everything else.
Yeah, man. Like in the book, John Krakauer talks about how he was in a plane, right? This is just a scale about how high Everest is, okay? John Krakauer is in a plane. He's flying over to where the expedition's going to be. And he looks out the window and he sees this rock next to him, and it's fucking Everest.
Yeah. Although, one thing I thought was a little funny, when you actually got me and my dad into the Animal Kingdom, we're going on Expedition Everest, and while we're taking that climb up, my dad actually pulls out his phone, records the climb up, and goes, I don't know what everyone's complaining about. This is just fine.
I don't remember that.
You weren't there for that. I think you just got us in, and that was it. But she also talks about one kind of, I guess you could call it a body rescue. I'm not sure what the actual term is, but the one thing that actually freaks her out the most, despite being a mortician, is trying to recover a body from an underwater cave.
Oh my god.
That is the one thing that actually scares just scares the living shit.
Why are we talking about this?
Because we were just talking about some new channels that we just
I know. I'm just go on. I'm just like,
and if you think dying up on Everest is scary, I think underwater is even worse.
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, one of the biggest fears of death is actually drowning.
Yeah,
it's like supposedly the number one fear of death.
But it kind of goes back into the people who have died on Lake Superior, and it wasn't even just Lake Superior. Like, she even brought up Pearl Harbor.
Oh my God.
But the big discussion though was, what do you do? Do you try to retrieve the remains and give them a proper burial, or do you just make this essentially a burial site and no one is allowed, and make it against the law for people to go there?
Usually, if I'm correct, that usually depends on the relatives of the person who died. Like, some people prefer to have like the remains of their loved ones preserved or something like that in a special way. Some people might leave it there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's kind of like what happened earlier this year with North Korea when they sent the remains of the U.S. soldiers over to from North Korea to here.
Yeah, I mean, personally. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was about to say, have you seen photos of that? It's like really grim. How you see like there's like large containers and then there's like small cases and everything. It's like,
yeah, and down in Hawaii, right where this particular ship sunk, there's actually some sort of building over it where you can actually look down and see the ship. And it's maybe it's because I have cousins who are funeral home directors that I'm interested in this, but it does make me think, like, what is the right thing to do? I mean, if it were me, would I want to be there, or would I rather be, how to say this, buried the right way? Because you're, like, when it comes to, like, a graveyard, you're buried underground. When it comes to out in the water, what's going to happen if someone stumbles upon it?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah, so it just became an interesting series for me, and I look forward to watching the rest of it. But anyway, let's try to actually get things a bit more happy now, shall we?
Happy, joy.
Yeah.
I'm hearing woos in the other room. I think people are watching Super Bowl. Oh, Bright Idea is watching the Super Bowl. Why would she be at a Super Bowl party? I actually wish I was at a party right now. I'd be getting...
Probably for the same reason we would be, just for the food.
I'd be going there. I drink a lot of alcohol. God, I've had like 3 beers and a strawberry daiquiri today. It's been crazy.
Yeah, I basically before the stream, Evan and I agreed that if we were ever at a Super Bowl party, it would just be for the food.
I mean, I'd sit there and watch the game. It'd be a good time. First they take the wallet, then they'll report the corpse. That's actually a good point. Man, Nathan, it's like you run a morgue.
Okay, you report the corpse, but then what? Do they
you
just
report
leave
the
it
corpse?
there?
You report the corpse. They take him to jail, and then you never see him again.
Do you at least keep the contents of the home?
That was too dark. I apologize. That's a big question for you, Justin. You work at a fucking hospital. Is there a morgue there?
If there is, I haven't seen it.
Would you have the nuts to go down there?
If they gave me full-on permission,
I'd do it.
Sure, why not?
I do. It means it's not like they're gonna say, "Here, hold the liver," you know. Then I'll probably back up. I'm like, like I don't. You're not gonna go down there. You're gonna see like the opening scene to like Saw 4 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see friggin'. Oh my God.
But anyway, for something a bit more happy and upbeat, as a lot of people know, Josh Scorcher from our community got married not too long ago.
Oh wait, dude, is it alright if we tell this story? Or is it...
No, I'm just telling the story reaction of the gift that I gave him, because the one thing that I remember Josh telling me about himself is that there are basically 2 types of gifts that he really likes: either food, which that's America, and the other is something that's really special and meaningful from the heart. So I remember his favorite band was Sabaton, and I was going to a Sabaton concert, and I figured, hey, I wonder if I can actually get them to sign a wedding card for him. And lo and behold, I was able to do it. And not only that, but also I had the opening band Hammerfall sign as well, because Josh really likes power metal, and that's what these guys specialize in. And I even snagged a couple of guitar picks, a set list from a Stage U set list, no less, and even a T-shirt from Hammerfall. But he gave me money so that I could get that for him. But here's what I did though, because I put a lot of work into this, and I wanted to see his reaction so bad. So what I did is that I put the shirt unwrapped in a box. I put the set list taped to a piece of cardboard, put in a padded envelope, and stuck that in a box. The card again in an envelope, stuck in the box, and both the package and the envelope said "Do not open until instructed," and then a letter that said "Read first." And when I finally saw the video, I saw them actually look at the big package that says "Don't open until instructed," and his wife goes, "Well, you're instructed now. Start opening it." I go, "No, that's not what's supposed to happen." And luckily, they found the other letter that says "Read first." Goes, "Oh, honey, stop. Read this first." It says "Read this first," and that's when they're starting to realize, okay, this is like a 3-parter thing here. So in the letter it says, go to this link and you'll await further instructions. Like almost like secret agency agent at this point.
I was gonna say Shark Tale, but like
Shark Tale.
Yeah, the Shark Tale when Oscar finally realizes that they have his wife. They have.
I've never seen Shark Tale, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, don't watch that movie.
Yeah, I don't want to see Will Smith fish. I don't. So
it's beautiful. He has a beautiful face.
No, he does not.
Yes, he does.
I would not even use him for fish sticks. It goes to an unlisted YouTube video of mine where it just says it's just me talking to a camera as if I'm talking to Josh, and go, "Hey Josh, how's it going?" So I'm sure you're wondering what this is all about. So here's what I want you to do. You got 10 seconds until I start talking again. Open the small envelope. And as he opens it, it kind of has my face already reacting to it. And it's, congratulations to you and your better half. Open it up and said to Josh and Kelsey from. And for from, I just, wrote the word from and then put their guitar picks next to the word so that they'll get the idea that, yeah, this was signed by them. And even Josh was so dumbfounded by all this. Goes, he's like, "Oh my God." And then he gets to the set list, and again, he couldn't believe that I actually got all this. And then, what are you doing? What are you fiddling with?
Small mini maze.
Don't. I can hear it. It's distracting. Thank you. And then suddenly the other video was kind of me telling the story of how I got all this stuff, and I'm just sitting kind of watching the reactions unfold, and he's hearing the story of how I met all the band members of each band, and I remember he goes, "You are so lucky I don't curse, boy," because he was like, it's one of those moments where you wish you could have been there to see all this. And then it gets down to the very last present, I guess you could say, where the drummer from Sabaton, Hans Dahl, I believe that's how you pronounce it, Hannes von Dahl. He goes, "Yeah, this is Hans." I said the drummer also says this, and then it cuts to him going, "This is Hans von Dahl from Sabaton, and you are watching the Fiery Joker, goddammit." And then he punches the camera. And Josh has the biggest squee I have ever seen. Like Evan saw the footage, okay, he lost it.
Yeah, I want to take that squee and make it a sound effect on the show.
And and keep in mind, the video is still playing while his head is in his couch, just losing it. And by the end of it, he goes, "I have nothing to say. This has never happened to me before." And the video just stops right there because his camera can only record 20 minutes of footage before it stops. And it was everything I hoped it would be. Yeah, because the way I kind of see it is when it comes to at least my thought process with gift giving, it's not so much the the item itself that's so special. It was that thought and effort you put into it. Kind of like with Evan, what I did. Yeah, it's kind of like what I did with Evan and his birthday present. I did not tell him that this card was coming. And I had no idea how he was going to react, but the fact that he had the slightest hint of panic in him made that so much better.
Well, the funny thing was, when I opened the card, it scared the shit out of me. But like, basically, I'm yeah.
It really scared the shit.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting to see Sonya's zombified face greet me upon entering the card. Oh, God.
And then so I'll never forget that message from Evan going, Justin, what is this? And I just go, happy birthday, buddy. Like, you motherfucker! Thanks.
The gift I asked for mostly is eShop points cards. I mean, you spent a lot of stuff on the eShop on Nintendo. That's good.
Who says that?
Nathan Alcantara.
Nathan. If someone I knew wanted something that basic and simple, I would actually make it. What I would try to do is actually make the challenge or getting his reward into a video game challenge, like a scavenger hunt. Because again, just like that setup, that effort is what sells it so much.
It's like me and my sister, how we play tricks on each other whenever we give each other gifts for like birthdays and Christmas. I mean, this year I got something big. All I'm gonna say is it's gonna have a lot of containers and a lot of super glue and a note in the middle that says, "I sent your gift to my grandfather's place. Now go get it." Play King Dick. That's saying you're probably wondering why I did this. Well, that's for making my last trick gift of like frickin' so much DLC I need to buy. Who needs to get? Yeah, I know.
I'm not really not much of a DLC person. The only time, like, the most recent DLC I got was for the Fractured Butthole. But other than that, I'll get DLC if like maybe Resident Evil if it's good or not. But I'm not I feel so kind of iffy about DLC. Like, you think that they would have had that in the game a long time ago, but why they don't release it with it, I have no idea. It just seems kind of shady, but maybe it can definitely be fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because mainly it's like for hardware limitations or something like that, and they have to update it, because when they do DLC, they have to update some patches and everything like that. But I mean, you look at stuff like that, like Super Smash Brothers. It's kind of instant. You get a new fighter,
But do you have to pay for said fighter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
When they add when they want to add new fighters into the game, they now do DLCs.
So
yeah, if you want to play.
What was the last?
Wait, what?
So what was the last DLC you got?
Shit. It was either Tetris 99 or maybe it might have been Super Smash Brothers. I think it was Banjo-Kazooie. Or Terry.
Yeah, according to Jasper, the only time he's ever seen Josh squeal like that was when they announced Banjo-Kazooie for Super Smash Bros.
Yep.
And I wasn't there for that, so seeing Josh lose it like that was definitely a first for me.
God, I got attacked by my fidget spinner. That's the second weirdest thing that's been attacking me. Like that squirrel that Mario wall kicked off my leg a couple days ago. Okay.
You were attacked by a midget spinner?
Okay, no. My fidget spinner flew out of my chin, flew out of my house. It flew out of my hand and onto my chin. Fuck. Basically, yeah. Okay, I might as well tell you that story. I was parking strollers in the Magic Kingdom, and there was this squirrel, this fearless squirrel. No matter how close I got to him, he wouldn't budge. He was just too busy eating the shit off the ground. So I kept chasing him all over the place until I got back in the bushes. I kicked the bushes and hoping he'd scatter on, but what does he do? He leaps back, Mario wall kicks off my leg and back in the bushes. I'm like, okay, I almost died. Freaking squirrel, man. It was I felt its claws on me. I'm for not even half a second. It straight up Mario wall kicks off me.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen you got footage of that.
Yeah, I was like, ah! I'm glad it didn't bite me, because then I would have to go to the hospital, you know what I'm saying?
Do you have any more updates on the possibilities of you going to Sequestria?
Nothing right now. I have to see what's going on there. I have to do my monthly budgeting. Squirrels can do kung fu now. I didn't say does that mean Mario can do kung fu?
Well, I mean,
he's Japanese.
We definitely know. I mean, I do know, thanks to the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, we know squirrels can dry hump. So.
What?
You didn't see? Oh my god! How could you miss that?
No. I've seen the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie. When were there dry humping squirrels?
It was for their music video.
Yes, there you go. I know what you're talking about. I was about to say. I was about to say that was in the music video, but not the movie. What the hell?
I wonder who, like, I was actually trying to find out who actually did that song, but because it just says the Insano Flex, but that's all I can find. The Insano Flex. I can't find the actual.
Well, yeah, the Insano Flex is a respected band. You have to go to them, and they go to the concert. You go to the concert. You have the glow sticks in the air. You're going like, yeah.
Watch, there's gonna be a remix of that for Hatsune Miku.
I like your booty, but I'm not gay. I don't know. Tell friggin' Alyssa to make something about that or something like that.
Or even better, let's ask Aki. Let's ask Aki to do it.
That's what I just said. Oh my god.
I know her as Aki.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, I only knew her by her stage name.
Okay then.
And also, for everyone that's out there, yes, Aki is actually in, or Miss Biz, I should say, is actually in the Crank Call video as well.
Oh yeah, dude, they don't know if it's a Crank Call video.
It's Jasper Pie. What else could it be?
I don't know, something about trains?
No. He is known for one very hilarious thing in our community. But my god, I am so looking forward to seeing how that turns out.
I hope it's not good. Oh, those were the lyrics to that song. I didn't understand since they didn't look up the lyrics. Yeah, the lyrics to the Insano Flex song is, I like your booty, but I'm not gay. I showed the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie to Bruce one time, and he wouldn't stop singing that song. It's crazy.
I like to. He should do a balloon sculpture of the Insano Flex.
That's what I kept telling him. He said he wouldn't know how to do the legs, though.
No, like not the actual workout piece, but when it becomes like that weird monster.
Yes,
thing.
But the Insano Flex moves in a certain way. Like he would have to make the legs like 360-degree rotate on that.
Yeah, we're actually trying to get Bruce to try to be guests at these pony conventions as well, but because of what he does as an actual profession, he wants to try to be a paid community guest.
Yes, he is.
Which. Yeah, he is. Don't get me wrong, he is. But I don't know what some of the policy is for some of these pony cons. Like, I don't know if, say, the Brony Chef is a paid community guest. I don't know. He definitely does supply something for people, but I don't know if he gets paid for it.
I don't know. Like, it depends on that person. It depends on the con, really.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, if I was a convention, I wouldn't want there. I might, like, if I ever get guest status, the first thing I would just ask for is like mainly just like pay, like, dude, if you can just buy me like maybe one night in my hotel room, that would help me out.
Well, what they do for at least BabsCon is you'll be sharing a room with other community guest people. Like, I'll be sharing one with Looney Turtle and this I can't remember his name, but he is a vendor there. He does make sort of these role-playing storybooks. I can't remember his name.
Captain Roleplay.
There you go.
That's his name, Captain Roleplay.
But he is a friend of Bronny's, so I do trust the guy.
Oh, good. You trust him. I don't trust Looney Turtle. I'm going to say that.
Oh, how come you not trust Looney?
I don't know. Yeah. Maybe because he wears the same outfit every single day at the convention.
Green Willy Wonka.
I had a business card off with him one time. Like, he gives me one of his business cards, and I'm like, fine, I'll raise you with my business card. He's like, okay, I'll raise you with a flyer. I'll raise you with a flyer.
There's actually a magic shop, too, that's around that area that Furox showed me when I went there last year. And Looney wants to go check it out. So we're trying to make it so we meet up the day before, go to this pier, and we can show him. Because they do have some pretty good tricks for sale there. But I will tell everyone out there this right now. If you do want to get involved with magic, it is expensive. A simple magic trick could cost you, well, depending on like anything that's above like a basic starter magic kit, could cost you a good penny because it's not so much the prop that you're paying for. You're paying to know the secret, and how do they know you're not just going to take this secret and reveal it to the world? So they charge you more for props and a trick because you're less likely to reveal the secret. Let's see, like I think I have one right here. Now I'm not going to reveal this trick here, but here we got a little empty card case here. But with a little bit of magic, you can actually make a card appear. And then with a little bit of extra magic, you can make it disappear. A trick like that could cost you like maybe $20, maybe 25, depending on where you get it from. But yeah, like the people who are selling this, they don't know if you're going to reveal the trick and ruin it for everyone. So you can definitely try to create your own tricks. Once you understand a few basic principles, you can be able to construct your entire act. But for stuff like that, the props and the know-how, that is going to cost you a penny. And Evan is trying to eat his fidget spinner.
I'm not trying to eat my fidget spinner. Do I want to get plastic poisoning?
Maybe.
Plastic?
You tell me.
Plastic. You'll never get the carb wrong. So you'll never get the carb wrong? That's what Nathan says. Also, at that age, I was just discovering the internet had porn, so my interests were somewhere else. That was what the internet usually was back then. Military secrets and porn.
Yeah, didn't Avenue Q actually have a song about that?
Yeah, it was like the internet is for porn. That was a good movie. If you had a theme song...
grab your dick, let's double click for porn.
Yeah, Justin, that would be your theme song if you had one.
Yeah, if I was ever a professional wrestler, that'd be my theme song.
Oh my god. Your theme song would be "The Internet is for Porn" from Avenue Q. Okay, yes. Why not?
But believe it or not, there was actually I
actually saw that play. It was good.
If Jamal was here, he'd actually black me up on this one. There actually was a wrestler whose ring name was Mr. Ass. And I don't know why he went with this, because it's not like he had a big fat ass. He was a very fit wrestler. And his theme song just starts out with, "I'm an ass man. I love to kick him. I like to squeeze him."
Oh my god.
I'm like, what the hell is this about? But ultimately, though, they actually have to get rid of it because of the censors. And what I think was actually funnier was how they got rid of it, because when the censors were coming down on the WWE as it is now, they actually created this tag team group of wrestlers called Right to Censor, and they wrote into the story that if we win this match, you have to get rid of your name, Mr. Ass. And so that was how they got rid of it, and they just went by the name Billy Gunn, which is, I believe, his real name.
I would have changed it to Mr. Anus or something like that. You know who doesn't get a lot of respect? You know what kind of wrestlers don't get a lot of respect these days?
What's that?
Sumo wrestlers. I mean, like, you ever heard of like a famous sumo wrestler just getting things? They get respect they're in Japan. Really, they do.
The WWE actually did something with a sumo wrestler. His name is Aki Bono. He is of Asian descent, but he was born in America, so he's actually listed as the first American-born sumo wrestler.
Really?
Yeah, but what they did is that he actually had a traditional sumo wrestling match against one of their giants, the Big Show, and as far as I know, this one was not scripted. And Aki Bono won. He is definitely trained in that style of fighting.
Well, I don't know how you can script a sumo wrestler fight. You're just bumping.
Well, no. See, here's the thing. When I say scripted, I don't mean the entire match. I mean the outcome is predetermined.
Really?
Because the way how it works in wrestling is there's a technique called passing of move, where say they got the guy in a headlock, like, the check him, ref, he's mine, 2 elbows, come on, ref, check him, tackle, come on, ref, he's down for the count, sunset flip, go, no, and that's when the wrestler starts getting up, and then they do those moves.
Well, yeah, I know that, but like I'm thinking about like, does like sumo wrestling have like a similar format? I know it was just like a culture. It was like a fair Asian sport with no like scripts or anything. It's just 2 big guys bumping each other.
Pretty much, yeah. It is definitely a cultural thing, but I don't know much else about it. I remember Jim Gaffigan, though, had this bit saying, like, you know what the Japanese do with their fat people? They make them fight each other!
Yeah, sumo wrestling. I've actually seen some clips of sumo wrestling. It's a really interesting sport.
And I do actually think there is some sumo wrestling leagues here in America. I remember MTV did a story about it for their True Life series. Up here he is.
Oh, look who it is.
Mr. Black Me Up himself. If he answers.
What?
There he is.
Hey, we were talking sumo.
Oh, well, excuse me then.
Well, technically before...
What
you motherfucker.
You okay, man? You don't sound so good.
I'm here.
Well, I thought the reason why you were coming on is because we were actually just talking about the WWE and Mr. Ass and the whole right to censor story.
Really?
Yeah. I thought you actually heard us talking about that, and that's why you decided to jump on.
No.
Are you watching the game?
Yeah.
Who's winning?
San Fran.
I don't care. We all know who the real champions were.
Wait, San Francisco? That gay place in the world's gayest sport. Good to know.
Aren't you going to San Francisco?
Not for that.
Uh-huh. Mr. Babscon.
Technically, I think the most gayest place in California is actually West Hollywood now. It's no longer San Fran. But anyway, so how goes you, Juwan?
It goes.
You okay, man? You sound kind of depressed.
No.
Or is it just a boring...
Oh, here's something that's gonna make you huge there. Nathan Alcantara says, I was born in San Francisco, but we moved out when I was 10.
Wait, hold on. Say that again. You cut out.
Nathan Alcantara says, I was born in San Fran.
I am so sorry.
Oh my god. Sorry, Dwan, go on.
No, I wasn't talking. I just popped in to say hi.
I thought you were I'm just saying you sounded a little depressed. You were okay?
No.
Need a hug?
No.
Need a drink?
No,
need an ice cream?
Normal as I usually am.
So did your Ramstein ticket arrive?
Oh, you know what? I didn't check. Good call.
Can you check it now?
Yeah, let me check now. Let me pause Kingdom Hearts. I've been playing the DLC.
Oh, is it good?
No.
I was talking about DLC a moment ago.
Yeah.
It's like a plot hole that allows you... It fills in the plot holes that allows you to play the other characters at some points. And then, like, data battles, and that's it.
Okay, let's go check the mail, man.
Mail time!
I think I got digital.
You got digital?
Think so.
What is the ticket gonna like materialize in your hand like in Tron or something like that?
No,
app, basically. Through the Ticketmaster app.
Oh, that's no fun.
Yeah, my dad does not trust those things, and I can't blame him. Plus, not to mention, it's nice having a little souvenir of your ticket. I actually have almost all the ticket stubs from the concerts I've been to.
I saved the ticket stubs of all the movies I've been to.
I ended up getting 3 of them because my other buddies want to go, but they're paying me.
How much did you buy for this?
We only spent like 50-something a piece.
Really? How much are tickets?
That sounds about right.
How much are tickets?
Yeah.
Depends on where you go.
Yeah, we were up top. We're up top, dude. I was gonna get the MyChem tickets, but then the website crashed on me.
Yeah. It's Rammstein.
Nathan says, I wasn't paying attention to the gay population. I was distracted by TV like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, AFV, and Pokemon. What the fuck is AFV? Anyway,
America's Funniest Home Videos.
Oh, America's really stupid. That's why I like to. I refer to that show as America's fucking stupid.
Sure, that's one way you can look at it.
Every single video, almost like 90% of the time, it's just videos of people getting hurt.
Basically, it's the pre-Jackass show.
Yeah, basically, and it just got funny. It's like, it's funny, and okay, please, can we get something that's funny?
Speaking of Jackass, I was surprised to find out that Steve-O is still sober. It's actually been like 10 years now.
So
and yeah, like definitely like props to you, dude. Like just how committed he stayed with it. And he actually just released a book that part of me would love to read, but I really prefer audiobooks. Those hold my attention so much better.
I could not listen to an audiobook of Steve-O.
I'm not saying he had to narrate it. I'm just saying that I would like to have someone do an audiobook of his book.
The guy that voices Darth Maul. In the Darth Maul voice. Steve-O stayed sober for many months.
And you know what? I actually...
Jedi!
Cannot wait for the season finale of Clone Wars.
And you know what? When I was interviewing Brian Welsh from Korn, I was telling him that I actually had his audiobook for Save Me From Myself, and I told him that the guy who did it, like there was a few things he got wrong. The biggest error for me was he actually reenacts the intro for the Korn song "Blind," which was their debut single, and in the song, they do it on a cadence. It goes, "Are you ready?" No, just increasing the volume. But the narrator goes, "Are you ready?" And he knew exactly what I was talking about too. And he hears the narrator go like, "Oh, come on! I sound way cooler than that." Which is now why in his new book he actually does the narration himself.
It's funny. I'm sorry, go on. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead. I wanted to hear what you said.
I forgot what I was going to say, honestly.
Well, one of the interesting things I found out about Steve-O, and while I didn't know this, I didn't really know the full-on history of this, is that he is actually a trained circus clown from Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Clown College.
Huh.
Yeah, he was fully trained. And apparently, it's actually harder statistically to get into clown college than it is for Harvard. Because the acceptance rate for Harvard was 5%. For Ringling Brothers Clown College, 1.
Yeah, it's Ringling Brothers. They're really picky about their stuff.
I think that's the one Becky Lynch went to.
Who is Becky Lynch?
She's a wrestler in WWE.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, she went to clown college?
She did a lot. She went to clown college. She was a stewardess. She has a really interesting story.
Yeah, clown school.
Sounds like it. Because... Go ahead, Evan.
Like, clown school, like... I always said there's always, like, one person you would meet in your life that would, like... Why the heck did Nathan Alcantara write "Aye, aye, Captain"? Anyway,
Oh, because you said, "Are you ready?" This
Good
one, dude. Good one.
God, I'm glad one person here is being the most devoted audience member here. Anyway, like, one of the things that, I was gonna say, there's always at least one person you grew up with that you realize, oh, they went to clown school. And then you either think to yourself, wait, that exists, or, oh yeah, that was a thing.
I think, but the one thing I don't think people realize is how intense the training actually is. They actually practice for 16 hours a day.
I mean, like, it takes skill.
I saw the cat dog episode.
Yeah, right?
I saw the cat dog episode.
I was about to say, that's how we learned about it. It was a cat dog.
I didn't see that episode of Cat Dog.
Where they go to clown school? That's so funny.
Yeah, I never saw it. I think by the time Cat Dog came around was when I stopped tuning in for Nicktoons.
Was Arlie Ermy in that episode?
I don't know.
He plays the teacher. I can't remember who was Arlie Ermy who did it or not, because it was like a military-esque clown. And Arlie Ermy basically plays every military-esque person played. Excuse me, may he rest in peace.
He wasn't Jorgen von Strangle, that's for sure.
Yeah, but he wasn't in the army. Nor was he a driller.
No, but he looks like a military man. Come on, let's admit it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that even though Steve-O was dedicated to this, he was never 1 minute late. He was still doing cocaine throughout the entire thing.
Oh my god.
And yet, he still somehow passed. It's like, Jesus, dude, I gotta give you credit for that. It's kind of like when I found out about Doc Ellis, who was this pitcher who threw a no-hitter while tripping on LSD.
Yep.
It's like, okay, at that point, this guy deserves a special blacklight room in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Just like how Steve-O deserves to have his own room, like his own psychedelic room in the Circus Hall of Fame, that he was able to do all this despite being drugged out of his mind. But one of the more sad things I actually found out about him was just how big of a druggie he actually was. Like, he actually at one point snorted, and I'm not kidding here, HIV positive blood. And that's where it went quiet.
I can't even find a friggin' like soundbite to play to that.
Yeah, that's how bad it got. And now to let everyone know out there, I know this doesn't make it any, less gross, but whenever HIV positive blood is exposed to air, which this was the case, the virus, I guess you could say, is gone. It was exposed to air and it's dead now. But that's okay. There you go.
Well, it's kind of like a film canister. If you open the film canister, it's going to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh my god.
But just hearing some of his stories it's why I'm really tempted to get his book. But again, like, reading just does not hold my attention very well.
Oh my god, that reminds me of a story I gotta tell you. I'm sorry, I don't want to change the subject.
Please do.
Okay, so I was in Full Sail, right? I went to college at Full Sail University. Now you know why I work at Disney. Anyway, basically we were finishing up our first final project, right? Mm-hmm. We get the final shot of the day. Of that day. It wasn't like all the footage or anything. It was the shots of that day. It was not my group, but the group next to us. We were filming our stuff on our end. They were filming on the other side, right? Juan, you're hearing me on this, right?
Yeah. Okay,
this is gonna be a big thing. So we're filming there, and we wrap up. We're having lunch, and next thing you know, we hear a loud "No!" on the other thing. And apparently, what happened was the moment they stopped. They took the film canister off the camera, right? And the side popped off, film going, all of it exposed to light. All of it exposed to light. And is useless now. They had to cut like a third of their movie. Oh my god, that was so bad. That was so bad.
That is awful.
I don't know if that was the actual thing that happened, whether it was an idiot that opened the thing or something like that. It was like crazy.
I remember
those poor bastards.
I remember there was a gag in one of the Wayne's World movies. I can't remember, but where they're shooting a music video. The director is like hot on Wayne's girl, and he goes, "How much do you want to bet that this camera doesn't even have film in it?" He rips it off, and all the film comes pouring out.
Oh my god!
Ouch!
Like, that's the thing, when you have to roll those things, you have to here's how, you know how they do that? They set up a tent, right? Like a black tent. They zipper the film in there, and they have to carefully, without looking, they have like to put their hands in these holes, and they have to like construct it without looking. It takes a lot of skill to do it.
Yeah, I remember.
Which is why we do digital now.
I remember I actually had a photo development class in high school.
Really?
And yeah, I did not choose it. In fact, to give you an idea of how stupid I was, folks, I did not realize that you could choose your own classes in high school. I thought you just got them.
Really? I thought you had proved that you were stupid. You joined a podcast called Ants.
Exactly. Yes, that's how you prove your worth here, folks.
All right, Juan, let's get my curiosity's kind of orbiting me here. Who's winning the game?
What?
Who's winning the game?
Oh, I don't know. It's happening in the other room.
Yeah, did friggin' Nicki Minaj or whatever her name came up yet?
I wouldn't know.
I don't fucking know what's going on there. The Super Bowl halftime shows suck. Except for that one with Michael Jackson. That one was pretty cool.
The only thing I know nothing about pop music other than this meme I keep running across, where it's someone that says, "I followed Iggy Azalea's tour bus to work today," and it's a dump truck or a garbage truck. I mean.
Oh my god.
But speaking of music, I do this channel that I used to watch called Rocked recently put out that video saying what could be done to kind of put rock music back on top. It's a great video. I highly recommend people watching it because to me it felt like the rock community's first step to recovery, because it kind of felt like people realizing, okay, maybe there is a problem here. And I actually wanted to tell the guy who runs the channel, Luke, how much I love that video. How I loved how so many music personalities on YouTube came to give their input and their 2 cents on what they think people and musicians can do to help this. And then I find out that he actually has me blocked on Twitter. And I'm like,
how are you going to tell him you're his father now?
I was about to say.
And the thing is that, like, what did I ever say to this guy? I don't think I ever had any interactions with him.
Juan, I think he already knew that he was his father. That's why he blocked him.
It's possible. I think the guy's Mormon.
Oh my god! Wait, what does that have to do?
Star Wars in this day and age. I'm just Vader tweeting him, "I'm your father," and Luke just blocking him on Twitter.
So I will admit that kind of stung a little bit, because he is someone who I think has done some pretty good work for the rock community, even though there are times I think he, like, there's a series that he does called Regretting the Past, where he looks at albums that should not have been as successful as they were and gives them a stern, harsh criticism. And I think there's just some things that he doesn't get or understand. Like, he's definitely one of these people who has a huge hatred for Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit. And at first, when I saw his Regretting the Past on some of their albums, I did agree with him. Like, I said, okay, I can actually see why perhaps this wasn't as good as I remembered as a kid. And then I remember watching this 2013 interview with Fred and Wes, where they said that they frequently injected humor into their music, but it never translated over very well. And I wanted to find out if that was true or not. So I went looking through their lyrics, and things started adding up really fast. I just went, oh my god. These guys were just a joke band from the get-go.
Yeah, they're like LFO.
I just got that.
Yeah, some people are the guys who it's like you look at something back there and you think it's, wow, it's the greatest band in the world, but then you look forward and you realize they like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch, You're
going to have to repeat that because you just cut out and I missed all of it.
I said you look at band back then and you realize, oh, this song is pretty good. This must be a big hit. And then you go to the future and then you realize they like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch, and you I can't remember.
Yeah, a song that's famous on Sequitur.
Okay,
like, maybe it's...
Nathan wrote a comment here saying, I had a photo development class in high school. One of the classmates had their own plank for some reason.
Dude, you keep cutting out. What did you say?
I said, Nathan Alcantara says, I had a Nathan Alcantara says, I had a photo development class in high school. One of the classmates had their own plank for some reason. Anthony Cray says San Francisco champion. Every
Game's
time.
Over?
Wait, what?
Game's over?
I don't know. Nathan says, every time I hear somebody play Limp Bizkit, it just feels like a metaphor for men with performance issues.
Ever tell you guys about my experience with a plank?
Hey, gamer.
No.
So me and my buddy Denorsha are in New York waiting in line to see the Gazette.
Oh, you told me about this. Yeah, go ahead.
And some dude just comes rolling up to the line, and he's like, they're taking like Instagram videos of us. We're all like waving at the camera and stuff. Then this one dude in the passenger seat just randomly pulls out plank.
It's okay. It's no problem there, gamer girl. That's so funny. I went to Holiday Matsuri 2 years ago, and someone brought their brought plank to like the 18 up pole dancers. So so I'm in the front. I'm like everybody else, stuffing dollars in the girls' panties, right? And
Yeah.
So someone puts a dollar on plank, and she takes a dollar and plank, and she like all these girls like grind against them, and the crowd's like yelling plank, 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 plank. It was the best.
This is why I want so badly to make this Ed, Edd and Eddy reunion happen, but I keep running into brick wall.
Don't we all? Gamer girl, this was that I told you this story already. It was the one 2 years ago when I left, and I feel like I need to go pray to something. Anyway, like, because it was that time when I was like in that depressive state where I had to see something. Anyway, like
But anyway, what I was trying to say before about with Limp Bizkit is I just think that the reason why we didn't realize that they were a joke band is because their music was that good.
Really?
Yeah, the music of Limp Bizkit was very solid.
I was never a fan of Limp Bizkit.
Rolling. Yeah, and honestly, I think the big reason why people got behind Fred Durst was because, for one, he had what it took to be a rock star. He wasn't afraid to get in front of the camera and do what he had to get people's attention. But to give you an example, though, of like the jokes they had in their song, in the song that Juwan was just singing, Rollin', their biggest hit, Fred says the lyrics, you better get some better beats and get some better rhymes. And what follows were the rhymes, old school soldiers passing out that hot shit, that rock shit, and bounce in the mosh pit. Yeah, pretty dumb rhymes.
Gamer Girl says, would you say he was really rocking it, Cruiser?
He was what?
It's a pun. He said, would you say he was really rocking it, Cruiser?
I'm lost on that one too.
Yeah, I'm lost on it.
Must have been something we said there. Our stream might be a little behind. Anyway, go on.
And I realized that, haters I don't even want to call them haters because that just sounds so childish. But their critics said that those were terrible rhymes, and I realized, yeah, that was the joke. The joke is that Fred set the bar so low so that anybody could have done better.
And The Undertaker came out to that song.
Yeah, and speaking of which, I even watched this video from the guy who does the show, What Happened? About how, because Fred Durst is actually in several fighting games, and turns out Fred is just a big fan of video games. The WWE came to him saying, hey, listen, we want to be able to put your song Rollin' in there for when The Undertaker comes out. Can we do this? And this was Fred's only stipulation. Yes, as long as I can be in the game too. He didn't charge him a penny. He just wanted to be able to, have that one fantasy every child has about wanting to be in a video game. That's all he wanted.
Wonder if Alter Bridge asked for money.
More than likely, because they were nowhere near Limp Bizkit's status. I'm assuming, at least, that when you reach that status, especially during that time in the music scene, you're probably more financially set than most others.
All I know is, last Sunday, when I heard You Think You Know Me, my skin literally jumped. This was my favorite wrestler, and I thought I'd never get to see him ever wrestle again. So
I actually bumped into him at a convention.
You're lucky. I'd love to meet Edge, because that was a very big moment for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be a thing when I go to Tupelo. There's actually gonna be a bunch of wrestlers there. I have to see which ones are gonna be there though.
Let him know if the Edge is coming, because obviously that's Juwan's favorite.
Really?
Yes. Right behind CM Punk.
It's still being parsed, but I'll definitely tell you what's going on. I remember they were having like a pre-match like conference, and one of the guys me and Bruce are vending on the other side. I'm just sitting there they're playing an app game or something like that. And next thing you know, I hear a big like, and apparently one of the wrestlers like flipped the guy over the table off the stage. Agent walks out saying, "You're going fucking down." And I'm like, "What the hell did I just miss?" And he's like, and apparently I heard saying, "It's all scripted, don't worry."
Well, one thing about Edge that was not scripted, Evan, was when he was tag team partners with Christian. The way how they actually would come into the ring wasn't through that ramp. They would actually race through the crowd and just jump the barricade.
Jesus.
Yeah, and supposedly the reason why they stopped that is because someone would actually try to use that as a way to kind of snag something from the wrestler. Like, they said this on a commentary track. I don't know if it's true or not, because again, it was during the broadcast that someone actually cut off a lock of his hair and sold it on eBay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because they did have luscious long blonde hair. They did. Like, it's something the kind where even men go, nice.
Why is he sound? What you sound like a weird Hindu like guy from the Quickie Mart, like nice.
No, just
like yo, come again.
I wasn't trying to be Hindu. I just go nice.
I know, this is the way you said it. Was funny there. Here's a question for you: have you guys ever seen any wrestlers die in the ring?
No, and I don't think I'd want to.
No, I'm not saying you would want to. I mean, like, have you ever actually heard of any stories about that? Like, has any wrestler?
Oh yeah, there's been a couple.
Oh yeah, I can imagine there has been.
A big one was Bret Hart. That was a big one.
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Okay. What
he
happened?
didn't die in the ring. He died on his way to the ring.
No, yeah, but I'm asking in the ring.
Yeah, I saw Rey Mysterio kill a guy by accident once.
Man, I can only imagine that must be a crazy guilt to feel.
But no, technically, Hart did die in the ring, because what ended up happening was he had this superhero gimmick, and he was going to like come in from the rafters and just be lowered into the ring. Well, something went wrong, and he fell 30 feet into the ring.
Hit turnbuckle, died.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting one of Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, he died of a drug overdose.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're live death in the ring.
No, Rey Mysterio killed the dude though by accident.
Jeez, I can only imagine that must be crazy. Crazy, like the guilt you must feel.
He was performing the 619 and he drop kicked the guy and
he was out.
Guy died.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of close calls, or at least really bad accidents. One of the things that I remember was there was this tag team group called, and I'm not kidding here, M&M.
Uh-huh.
M, the letter N, and M. It was just their initials.
Uh-huh.
But basically, they were basically the heels. They were the bad guys, and their attitude was basically this whole like pompous Hollywood A-lister asshole, essentially. And they were doing a ladder match, and if you know anything about ladder matches, you know how dangerous those things are.
Yes.
And they were going up against. They were going more on that a little bit, but they were going up against another tag team group, and this guy does a flip off a turnbuckle to hit a ladder and to kind of pole vault it.
Jesus.
And now when something like that happens, what you're supposed to do is like turn your head and put your hand there, so your hand takes the impact and not your face. Well, he missed, and the ladder got him like right smack in the nose. And the ring was a bloody mess. And they still had like maybe 20 minutes to go.
Jesus Christ.
There's one time John Cena broke his neck taking a power bomb.
Oh yeah, wrestling must not be a huge thing. Like I remember there was a stunt show I went to at an anime convention. I saw it twice, right? It was like a stage show. Day one it went well, but day two, the point where a guy dressed as Hercule like throws a guy dressed as Deathstroke over his shoulder and lands back first on the stage. He gives him a mouth like saying, "What do you guys say to that?" And then he doesn't get up, and then the guy playing her is like, "Wait," and then they like call somebody there, and everybody gets escorted out. The guy had to be taken out, dressed as Deathstroke. Yeah. But yeah, he was fine. He came back later that day. He was all good.
Mm-hmm.
Elder.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if this is true or not, but basically, whenever you see a ref do this with their arms and make an X, that means something has not gone as planned.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That means the wrestler is hurt. That means stop the match. Don't go near them. Somebody's hurt.
Yeah. I personally have only seen that happen once, but because the camera was still on the match, I had to assume that this was planned.
Oh yeah.
But whenever, yeah, because like what happened to Hart was they would not show what was going on in the ring. It was focused on the audience. So I have to imagine that the one that I saw was planned.
Yeah, don't they usually like cut to the shots of the audience or something?
When they do the X, that's not planned. That if they push the wrestler back saying that they're hurt, that's planned. When they do the X, everything has to stop and they got to get the guy out of the ring.
Yeah, they have to do they like cut to like shots of the audience or something like that, or?
Yeah.
Sometimes just cut the shot of the other wrestler. It's like I'll do one recently, Worlds Collide, which happened right before the Royal Rumble. The guy tucked his chin when he was taking a kick, and the ref immediately threw up the X and got him out of the ring. While another guy from his tag team tagged in, and they just
continued it with him.
Kept the match going. Yeah.
So they always got like a backup. They always got like a backup in case or something like that.
Well, no, if it's a 1-on-1, the match is over. It's done.
Oh.
Some other random schmuck doesn't just come out, but if it's a tag team, like if it's a stable. Like in that case that I gave where it was Imperium versus the Undisputed Era, then there's like 4 guys on each team, so they can just keep the match going.
God, like I cannot even imagine that. Like, you ever seen the movie Cinderella Man? It was a boxing movie.
What was it called?
Cinderella Man.
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
It's a good movie, first of all, and the conclusive is this guy that I think I forgot who's playing him, but like. He has to go against this guy it's a boxing movie, so he has to go against a champion who has killed a guy in a ring, and they show like footage of his match, and it shows him like clobbering a guy, and the guy's like trying to like make him stop, and he like punches him, and he's on the ground. It's like grim to watch that in real life, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We have talked way too much about death. I've seen a lot of
accidents in training.
We have been talking about way too much on death this whole stream. I'm gonna say that.
I saw a lot of accidents during training.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Now, and the match that I was referring to was when ECW had been newly resurrected. It was bought out by Vince, and it was a cage match where it was Bobby Lashley versus someone else. I can't remember. And Bobby just kind of threw himself against the wall of a cage, and keep in mind his opponent is outside against, standing next to that particular wall. He throws himself against the cage, and then the wall actually comes down onto the wrestler. And like I said, that the ref throws up the X, but because they didn't cut to the audience, I have to wonder if this one was actually planned. And keep in mind, this wasn't a pay-per-view. This was actually on basic cable. So again, I have to wonder if that one was planned.
Sometimes they don't cut to the audience because when AJ Styles got hurt this Sunday when he got speared by Edge in the Rumble, they just kept the camera in the ring.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell me, why is it that you don't like ladder matches, or why do you think they suck?
It's the dramatics. I hate the dramatics. Just the slow climb. I get you're supposed to sell the fact that you're tired, but I mean, come on, dude. You're going after a title. I'd be sprinting up that ladder as fast as I could.
Oh yeah, like that part of the match. Like yeah, that part's stupid. At least wait till you're up to like maybe the 4th or 5th rim before you start acting chicken shit. But that part is definitely phony. But when they start doing the acrobatics off the ladder is when it gets really good.
Yeah. Favorite part.
Mm-hmm. But the reason why Evan was saying we've been talking about death a lot lately is because I discovered a YouTube channel called Ask a Mortician, and she was talking about essentially death and just how the funeral home business, some accidents, trying to retrieve bodies in dangerous places. So that's where the comment came from.
Oh yeah.
And I realized he just muted his microphone, so he obviously doesn't care.
I didn't just mute my microphone.
No, I was listening.
Oh, okay.
Dwan's one of those guys that does push to talk.
No, I muted it because there was stuff going on in the background.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah, despite when people ask if wrestling is fake, It depends on what part you're talking about.
It's scripted but not fake. If I pick you up and slam you, I'm actually picking you up and slamming you. It might be a little assistance, but I'm picking you up and slamming you.
Yeah,
So it's fake, but it's not.
It's not fake. It's just the outcomes are written, which and card is always subject to change. You know, this past Sunday, Roman Reigns was supposed to win the Royal Rumble, but they changed to Drew McIntyre at the last minute.
Yeah. Normally the ref, the ref is in on it from the very get-go. But if you look really closely at the ref, you'll notice that he's wearing an earpiece. He's being fed information about a match. Like if someone's coming down to the ring and the ref has to fake, being knocked out, or if if something did not go as planned, he's being told in his ear to stop the match. But his role is basically to be like 5 seconds behind everyone else in the building. And I will admit, there are times when you just want to hate the ref for that. Like when like a tag team starts beating up on one person, and the ref is sitting there trying to get the other wrestler back to his corner. Meanwhile, the other guy is getting unfairly getting the shit kicked out of him.
There's one more person I hate than referees in WWE, and that's Kevin Dunn.
Why is that?
So Edge goes to hit his first spear in 9 years, and they cut to a shot of the crowd.
Oh,
I was absolutely livid.
I would be too. In fact, I even remember meeting Jerry the King Lawler a couple years ago, and I asked him what he thought about wrestling now, and he said it is way too PC. And I don't think he means just with the storylines, but also the matches in general. They have to play it so safe now, which, yeah, you should, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, you're a risk taker. That's basically what your job is.
Well, there's I was watching something involving Edge, back when his neck was broken and he had to get the triple fusion neck surgery, which was real. There's this part where there was Seth Rollins. He was playing a heel, and he was with the Authority. And they just got over this Survivor Series match where John Cena was the captain of the team. And the stipulation was if Cena wins, the Authority has to go away. So Cena won and the Authority goes away. So Edge and Christian are special guests doing like the E&C show interviewing Rollins. So Rollins goes to force John Cena out there. He hits Christian in the stomach with his Money in the Bank briefcase. The Big Show forces Edge down, and Rollins puts his foot on Edge's neck, and he goes, Cena, if you don't get out here, I'm going to kill him. And that was like really good. That was only like 2015. Things now suck.
Yeah. It's really watered down. It's sad. I mean, I was definitely there when the TNA was on the rise, but then they got Hulk Hogan, and everything just goes downhill.
I mean, anything Hulk Hogan touches goes to crap.
Yeah, but keep in mind, this was before there was that incident with the car crash and the Bubba the Love Sponge. Like, everyone thought that, having Hulk Hogan associated with TNA was going to do wonders for the company, and it really didn't.
He streams on Twitch.
Hogan? Really?
No, Bubba the Love Sponge.
I was about to say, what?
What does he stream about?
Pretty much what we're doing right now.
Just a podcast where we just talk about stuff about nonsense for 2 hours.
He has like this whole professional radio setup and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Excuse me for Disney not paying me enough money to buy a fucking. Yeah.
What? You cut out again.
I said excuse me for not having the best payment from Disney and not getting me a friggin' radio station.
we're all chipping in to buy Evan a new mic, though.
What's wrong with my mic?
You keep cutting out.
I do not keep cutting out.
That's what we're hearing.
You keep cutting out.
This is what we hear. Excuse me for
I don't know why. Usually my microphone doesn't cut out all the time like this.
It cuts out on the beginning.
It only gets better if I'm closer. That's my thing. Maybe it might be the setting. Hold on.
You just cut out again.
Hello? This isn't the keyblade I was using.
How about now? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's because I didn't have it in the cardioid setting this whole time.
We just lost you again. For a split second, we lost you again.
That's because I paused, genius.
Audio Technica AT2020, my friend.
At some point, we're gonna have to show you what we hear on our end. Like, I'm pretty sure it's fine for everybody at home watching, but on our end, yeah, he goes, "Hey, I got this thing that happened."
I don't know why. It might be just a thing with my audio
Nathan said you're cutting out too.
Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, it might be just my audio settings. I'll have to fix it for the next stream.
I just got O code.
Yeah, I think it might be a thing. Maybe my game might need to be up a little bit more.
Dude, I'm getting one punch by One Punch Man right now. Jesus Christ.
What the heck are you playing?
Kingdom Hearts, but I'm on critical.
When did they invite Saitama to the thing?
They did, and I'm just getting like triple wrecked by these mechs.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. Run.
Yeah.
Run.
But anyway, yeah. But you were asking about, deaths in wrestling. ECW, they probably came the closest to a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I hear
yeah, because at first ECW was just Eastern Championship Wrestling, but then they dropped that and called it Extreme Championship Wrestling. And let me say, that word was earned. Like they did matches where it was the closest thing you were ever going to get to a Mortal Kombat pit match.
Watch CZW. John Moxley gets his head sawed open.
Yeah, again, we're not kidding. There was even a match where they took
this is a different promotion. This is CZW, Combat Zone.
Oh, wow.
These guys training in their school, it's mandatory to take a bump, which is the fall you see wrestlers do. You have to take a bump on concrete.
Now, yeah, and just to kind of, give some people a little bit more context or about how this stuff works. Normally, when you take a bump, like get a pile driver, normally people would either drop to their butt or they would drop to their knees. But there's like maybe about that much space between your head and the concrete. It's the hair that's dangling that makes it seem as if you actually hit the concrete. And for when you bleed, that is actually a real cut. That is real blood. Mm-hmm. It's how it got there is what people wonder. What happens is that the referee will step in to kind of check in on Russ, like, "Hey, buddy, how you going? Are you doing okay?" And he'll like carefully hand him off a tiny sliver of a razor blade that's wrapped in tape. And then when they gotta kind of go in for the big hit, the ref and the other wrestler are kind of in the ring talking, distracting people's attention away from them. And the wrestler will take that blade, will just say, "This is it for a little bit," and just give a little jerk to their head.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Blood will come. Yeah, and blood will come pouring out of this thing.
I thought you said that they didn't do that anymore.
Yeah, they don't blade as much anymore. Except there's this one match with Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar in SummerSlam quite a few years ago. And Randy, let's just say he got his cuts the hard way.
Ooh,
sharp Brock Lesnar elbows to the head of Randy Orton. He was just in a pool of his own blood. It was
yeah,
it was a good year.
And also, just again, let people know, if you actually just get like a tiny little cut there, blood is constantly rushing to your head. That's why it looks like, it's a severe cut. But in reality, it'll be healed in about 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that's the thing. The thing is, like, it's the blood coming out at the rate that makes you pass out, right?
That'll probably make the audience pass out, but not so much the wrestler.
No. I mean, like, you're losing blood at a like frequent rate, right? Like,
no, not really. It's just
because see the raw to get what you're talking about, Evan, is basically taking a long, broad stroke.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, it can lead to a scar. More blood's come, pouring out. But if you just give a little jerk, you'll be fine.
He must be damned.
Well, one more thing before the final 5 here.
Yeah.
Taking a bump is no joke. It is not fun.
Oh yeah, like it is still very dangerous.
It hurts. You have to land on your shoulder blades. If you land on your kidneys, you will be peeing blood for the next 4 days.
That's the kind of bump you were talking. That's the kind of bump you were talking about. I thought you were talking about the pile driver.
No, I'm talking about taking like the normal bumps. When you whenever you see a wrestler hit the ring, it's called taking a bump. And it's not fun. It does not feel nice at all.
Yeah, you gotta land as flat on your back as possible, and this is why you'll also see wrestlers kind of spread their arms out to give them a bit more coverage.
Yeah, we call it slapping out.
Yeah, this is like how dangerous it actually is to be a wrestler. The moves are choreographed. There are safe ways to do them, but it is fucking painful. Do not misunderstand that.
Yeah, don't try it at home, kids. I know what else is painful.
Take it from me. You will end up on your neck at some point in time and question everything you've done.
Yeah, and again, let me quickly do this before we do the final five.
Quickly.
At one point, Fox actually aired this special about the secrets of professional wrestling, and while not everything in there was accurate, a lot that is how they actually achieve a lot of the stuff. The wrestlers they had on there said if it wasn't for their physical conditioning, they would have died from some of these injuries. Your final five. Okay.
It's already started. You wasted all that time. Congratulations. So, gotta hope I get better next time. Last 5 minutes, last 5 thoughts. I'm gonna go with Jawan because he was here lastly. So your time begins now.
All right. So, me. I am currently working on a way that I can restructure Worth the Hack. I went digging through a notebook and found some old ideas. I might start working on those. And I'm in the middle of writing a movie with my buddy.
Oh, cool!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that all?
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
And okay, Evan.
What?
Will you do the introductions?
The introductions?
Yeah, to who's next on your final five.
Oh yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
Go.
And speaking of which, we should probably actually let you when we do answer from now on, let you have like your own moment to talk about what's going on in professional wrestling, because that is nerdy talk. Let's face facts here.
It is.
But anyway, yes. So I will start recording the new Hoof Rock here soon, but I have to make sure I pay Evan first. That's priority number one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everyone who's watched it so far, and I will definitely keep you guys posted on what's coming up next with all of our projects. We just finished another script for Special Unit Patrol Squad, and when we finish the third script, we will start recording.
All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
All right, playing somebody in that?
Yeah, that's me there. Okay, so for me, working on a video, something will be coming out next week on the Street Movie Theater channel. That's all I really gotta say. Thank you. So yeah, that's it. And to answer the question, yeah, Juan, yeah, you are. If you want to, we have to decide the part there. We had a part for him, right?
I think so. Yeah. We are going to give some of our friends a chance to cameo in this thing. Perhaps he could be like a celebrity wrestler that the characters have to be a bodyguard for. Why a wrestler would need bodyguards? I don't know, but
what do you the game, Triple H?
Sports suck!